People come from all walks of life. They all have lives they lead. Any and all are welcome here to come and chat with me.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Small Talk. I'm your host, Nancy, and I talk. Well, I do other things as well. Now, today's guest, listen, I'm thinking he might just be a commitment junkie. This is why. Listen to this. Okay, not only is he a business owner, but he is a vice chair of the Chilliwack Board of Education, co-chair with the mayor of the Chilliwack Health Area Community. Mayor never invites me for those things. Director of the Chilliwack Restorative Justice and Youth Advocacy, vice president of the Downtown Chilliwack Community Market Society, a member of the Rotary Club of Chilliwack, and also a member of the Chilliwack Food Council. Plus, he has a family. Now, is that not a commitment junkie? But let's find out. Ladies and gentlemen, Jared Mumford. Okay, Jared.
Hi, Nan. Thank you for the quite the long intro there. I am a commitment junkie. I guess that's true.
I want to start with your business. Then we can, play around a little bit with some other things as we go along. Okay, so you have a business, SEO Visions Inc., right?
Correct.
Okay, so you started that with your brother?
Yeah, many years ago, in the early 2000s, my brother and I partnered and started a business, and we were down on Progress Way for a little while and on Mill Street for a little while. And then he started his own business because, we were both bosses, I guess, so that didn't work well. And I carried on with SEO Visions, and he started another company called Riverbed.
Oh, okay. So what does SEO Visions do?
Well, we do technical digital marketing for large corporations. So when you see large ad campaigns that are global or national from some of the larger corporations, we do the technical strategy for the deployment of those ads. Okay. And then we oversee the ad delivery and the metrics.
The reason why I want to start with that is because, like, I know that you were brought up by a single mom, right? Mm-hmm. And you have 4 siblings, correct?
Mm-hmm. That's correct.
So I'm just thinking about, like, good for her, right? To bring you guys up. And I'm sure you're all doing well. All your brothers and sisters are, I don't know. I know you have a brother for sure. So, like, it couldn't have been easy, though, at the beginning.
It was not easy. I'm sure it wasn't easy for her. Certainly, it wasn't easy for us either. We were very poor. We grew up very poor here in Chilliwack, on the south side in Sardis, and she had to work 2 jobs in order to pay the bills, and sometimes the bills still weren't paid, and so the power would go out, and we would, move our food to the neighbors and those kinds of things. And I know, there's lots of families that went through that in the 80s. And so she decided to get 2 jobs and go to university, and eventually got her PhD. So maybe that's where I get my commitment and work junkieism from, probably from her.
Right. Now let's go back again a little bit. Now, you were in a band?
I was, yes, absolutely.
Okay, let's talk about your band.
Oh boy, well, we didn't go anywhere, so there's not much to talk about. But yes, I was in a band. I started in high school, which really helped with my popularity because I wasn't very well known before I was in a band, so that was helpful. And we played some pretty cool gigs here, and then we all moved out to Vancouver and pursued the band thing for 5 or 6 more years after we left. Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you went to a UFB and you took computer sciences, correct?
I did, yeah. I started in a program there, and then I left to be in a band.
Oh, you left that to be in the band?
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. But what happened after the band?
Well, after the band, my second child was born, and I decided that I wanted to buy a home and kind of put down some roots. And I couldn't do that in Vancouver, and the band certainly wasn't paying the bills. And so that's when my brother and I started our business. Oh, okay. We were already working in the industry a little bit, kind of loosely, but that's when we really got down to business. And so I moved back to Chilliwack and bought a home here.
Oh, okay. All right. So now you have, how many children do you have?
I have 5 children.
You have 5 children. Okay, very good. Very good. That's what I'm saying. Like, you have to be a commitment junkie to balance all of that, right?
Absolutely.
So I just want to talk about, like, that long introduction, the vice chair of the Chilliwack Board of Education. Now, what does that entail for you?
Well, the Board of Education, our job, our role is to oversee the work of the district, to be accountable to the public, but most of all to provide governance. So high level governance on the direction of the district, the strategic plan for the district, the vision and the mottos of the district. And we have one employee, and that's the superintendent. And the superintendent is essentially the CEO of the district and is essentially the boss of operations. So we make sure that the district is keeping in line with the vision and the strategic plan that we set for them,
Mhm.
and essentially we do that through policy.
How did you get that position?
Well, I was elected, thankfully. I was involved in volunteering in schools for many years, since my youngest started going to kindergarten, trying to keep track of all the kids. And so I was involved for 5 or 6 years in volunteering, and I ended up being on the PAC and the district PAC and getting involved in some of the more pressing issues district-wide, like overpopulation and portable use and that kind of thing. And that's what kind of catapulted me into putting my name in my hat in the ring, as it were. And luckily I was elected.
Very good. And now you're a co-chair with our mayor of the Chilliwack Healthier Community. So again, what does that entail? What do you do there?
Well, I don't do anything there, Nancy, and I'll tell you why. Because Mayor Ken shows up for every meeting, so he chairs every meeting because he's also a workaholic. So I don't really have many responsibilities there. Generally, I would chair a meeting if he wasn't there, but again, he's always there. So yeah, but CHC is an amazing organization. Have you ever sat at the table there?
No, I don't know anything about it.
Oh, it's I think we're almost up to 50 different agencies throughout Chilliwack. They all have representatives that come, and we all discuss all of our projects and what we're doing so that everybody's on the same page. Everybody knows who to contact when we're trying to help a certain client or a certain business or a certain organization.
Yeah.
It's just this big network. It's an amazing thing.
Oh, very good. Okay. Yeah. Like I have social anxiety, so I don't join things.
I see. Well, we're on Zoom now, Nancy.
That's totally different. I can be on stage. I can have a microphone, a camera on me. I have no problem. It's just when
Really?
yeah. I'm just not very good with crowds of people that I don't know. So that makes it really tough. Anyways, so moving on, you're the director. You're the director of the Chilliwack Community Restorative Justice and Youth Advocacy. How did that come about for you?
I'm a board member there. Actually, our previous school board chair, Dan Coulter, was a board member there.
Okay.
And some of the people that are board members there, I also know. And I've always been interested in restorative justice because it makes sure that the victim isn't left out of the process. Everybody involved comes in, including family members, the Crown, obviously the perpetrator, the assailant. They all come together and they find a solution where there's real consequences, but there's also closure. And so I was always wanted to be part of that board, and my mother has been on that board for many years. And Dan stepped down, so I applied to be on the board, and that's why I'm on the board now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, one of my sisters was involved for years.
Oh, great.
Yeah. Now what else was there? Oh, yes. Now this is something important, right? You're vice president of Downtown Chilliwack Community Market Society.
Yes.
This is important because it's already it started, right?
It's starting. Well, I don't know when this is going to be on, but it's on June 6th, right? Is the first grand opening. Absolutely.
I'll try to get this airing soon, as soon as possible. So, okay. So talk about that if you don't mind.
Oh, sure. Absolutely. So we a group of us started a nonprofit society with the purpose of starting the market. And it's called the Downtown Chilliwack Community Market. It's running on Sundays from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. throughout the summer. And it's unique in the sense that all of the profits from the market, like the vendors come and they make their own profits, but the profits that the market makes, the society makes, all goes towards food security programs. So we've partnered with Bowls of Hope, Chilliwack Bowls of Hope. We have some amazing sponsors, Community Future South Fraser and Van City and the Fraser Valley Labor Council, among others. And what we're going to do is we're going to partner with Chilliwack Bowls of Hope to give coupons to people so they can come and shop at the market. We're also doing market dollars. So we have these little wooden coins at the market, and you can buy them to shop, but we're also giving them out to families in need. I think we've already given out our first $500 and we haven't even started the market. So as a business, you can sponsor families in that way. And we are a registered nonprofit society. So again, all of that money is going to food security. So we can have people with food security issues eating local food, healthy food, and that money goes back into our community because all the vendors are local. So it's really a win-win.
Very good. Now, where's the market located?
It's on Mill Street, right downtown there, Mill Street and Victoria, right in front of Pick Eco.
Okay.
Do you know where that is?
Yeah, well, yeah, I live in the downtown area, so.
Right behind Triple Play.
Yeah,
The
okay.
parking lot there, yeah.
Yeah, all right, yeah. So that's easy enough to get to for anybody who's looking for it, but they can Google it anyway.
Absolutely. Right? Absolutely, yeah. And our website is dccm.ca. So all the information.
Can you repeat that, please?
It's dccm.ca. It's the acronym for Downtown Chilliwack Community Market.
Okay, I'll make sure that gets put on here.
Thank you.
Okay, now what else? Oh yes, you're member of the Rotary Club of Chilliwack.
Correct, yes, a new member. I was just inducted this year.
Okay, so what does the Rotary Club do?
Oh, what don't they do? They honestly, they are part of almost every big project that benefits the community in Chilliwack and of course across the globe. But the Rotary Club of Chilliwack, I'm a volunteer at heart. I've been doing a lot of kind of, I guess, street level volunteering for a long time. Think of Rotary as a whole bunch of people like that, but organized and doing big initiatives. So they did the Rotary Trail, obviously the Heron Reserve, and they've got so many more initiatives coming down the pipe. Right. I just wanted to be involved in kind of those bigger projects.
Right. Very good. And talk about the Chilliwack Food Council, because you're also a member of that as well.
Yeah, the Chilliwack Food Council is a unique little group. There's me and Ken again, and Cindy Waters from Bowls of Hope, and some of the usual names, Diane Jansen from Community Services, Warren Schatz from Salvation Army, and essentially, and Chris Hunt from Citizens for Change. Essentially, it was just a council that was created when we started trying to put forward the Chilliwack Community Food Hub, which you may have heard of, the new building behind Salvation Army that's servicing people with food security issues. And it's just basically a council to oversee these projects and to envision new projects and to kind of be the top level, not necessarily governance, but planning and vision for these new projects, and then bring in the people that we need to bring in and then execute. So we have some big projects that we are looking at in the future, including significantly expanding the community food hub. Okay. And so we get together once a month and discuss how that's going and where the projects are at and what we're doing in the future.
Well, what I don't understand is, what do you mean by food security?
People who are facing food security issues. So people who have to choose between paying the bills or buying food. Right. Yeah. So if you'll notice, there's a theme. Most of the initiatives that I'm involved in revolve around food security, and food security was an issue for my family when I was young. So that's probably why.
Okay, so that's why. Yeah. So that's obviously very important to you, right?
It's very important.
Now you have a number of hobbies here: playing music, guitar. You play the bass guitar.
I do, yes.
And you're a reader, and you play hockey, and you do mountain biking.
I do.
When? I mean, seriously.
Well, that's a good question. Actually, the guitar is collecting dust over there. I will admit. I haven't had much time lately, but when I do have time, those are the things that I do. I used to have a lot more time. Admittedly, maybe I'll slow down a little bit after the summer.
No, I know you know my stepson Craig Hayes, right?
Yes.
He told me to ask some hard questions, but I haven't really, because that's just not what I do. But
he would.
But anyway, I should be asking him the hard questions. I'm having trouble getting him on the show. I've been working on it. So what was these new projects? New trail network?
Little Mountain, yes. I'm glad that you mentioned that. It was I guess, I don't know if it was ever a secret, but we're really talking about it now. On the west and northwest faces of Little Mountain, there's still a lot of trees there, but they are being chopped down very quickly by development, which we understand is essential. But there's an amazing trail network all along that side of the mountain. It goes down to Quarry Road, down by the slough there, and it goes all the way up to the very top, to the water towers up there, the radio towers up there. I don't know if you're familiar with Little Mountain.
Yes.
But we're with Mark Gredanis and some other members of the Park Society. We've been cleaning up all of the trails down there. So this huge trail network, very clean, beautiful, all well maintained, and we're trying to get more and more people to come up and use our trails, because you know, in the future maybe we can convert that into a park and have it trails forever. So that's kind of the long-term goal there. But right now we just want people to come up and explore those trails. So if you feel like you don't want to come up to Little Mountain and walk up there because there's a bunch of stuffy people that live up here that don't want intruders, that is not correct. We would love for you to come and enjoy our trails.
That's very good. Sounds really good. I think we're going to end it there. There's a lot of information there, and I thank you for doing this, by the way.
Well, thank you. I was more nervous than I thought I would be. I thought you were going to ask me harder questions.
I don't do that. You know, I want people to be as comfortable as possible on the show.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
That's my goal, and get your message out there, whatever it is, you know, right? Or whatever it is, do. I just want to mention, though, one thing, that you have a really high IQ, right?
Yes, I do.
And you're a member of Mensa?
Mensa and Intertel, yes.
All right. I just
kind
thought
of
I had to put that. I think my son may be too. I know he.
I think he was very smart in school, so I would.
Oh no, I'm not talking about Craig. I have my own son as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I have 2 children, and when I met Craig's dad,
I see.
That's how that situation came when we got married. He had 2 kids, I have 2 kids. You know, so there we go. So anyway, so yeah, I just wanted to mention that everybody that you have a high IQ.
Oh, thanks. I don't know how far it gets me in life. I still tend to say things that I regret, but
it's like, well, the reason why I wanted to talk about it is because my son, my own son, okay, my biological son, sorry, is very much like you in that, and I think that's to do with a lot of people who are highly intelligent, that there's so many different things going on in your head, and there's all these projects you get involved in and all these things, you know, like probably the same reading 3 or 4 different books at the same time on the go sort of idea, right? Is that what you do?
I don't with books, but I do with many, many other things, including writing music, other projects. I'll be doing 3 or 4 at one time. And yeah. Sometimes it's hard to get out of it. You know, and come back and take a breath.
Right, for sure. Anyway, I'm going to say goodbye to the audience, but you stay there for a minute, okay? Don't go anywhere. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I hope you enjoyed learning more about Jared Mumford. Obviously, he's involved in a lot of things, and a lot of you probably know him. And thank you for watching. Hope to see you next time. Until then, everybody, peace out.
A sense of community, Chilliwack's a place to be. A sense of community when you're free. Rolling through the mountains, rolling through the valley, rolling through paradise with me. It's multicultural, you're sure to see it all. Chilliwack's the place to be, you'll see. Come party in the park, go dancing after dark. Chilliwack's the place to be, you'll see.